What if I told you that everything you think you know about your place in the universe is too small? Tonight, we are going to zoom out, far beyond your city, beyond your country, beyond Earth, beyond even our galaxy, until your entire life becomes a tiny flicker in a vast cosmic ocean. And yet, by the end of this journey, you may feel more significant than ever before. Because here's the astonishing truth. There are roughly 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. And in just one of them, our home, the Milky Way, there are about 200 billion stars. Most of those stars we now know have planets, and around 20 billion of those planets may be Earth-like. Let that sink in. 20 billion possible Earths in our galaxy alone. So before you ask, what is my place in the universe? You need to understand the scale. Because perspective changes everything. The story of stars and their dramatic end. Let's begin with something both terrifying and beautiful. Black holes. Black holes are not cosmic monsters floating around randomly. They are born from stars, massive stars, far larger than our sun. Our sun will die one day, but it isn't massive enough to become a black hole. However, stars much bigger than the sun live fast and die violently. When they run out of fuel, gravity wins. Gravity begins to crush them inward. If the star is massive enough, nothing can stop the collapse. No known law of physics. The star collapses inward and inward and inward, until, as far as we know, it forms something infinitely dense, a singularity. Around this singularity forms a region from which nothing, not even light, can escape. That is a black hole. The boundary around it is called the event horizon. Once you cross it, there is no coming back. And here's the mind-bending part. Inside the event horizon, space and time effectively swap roles. Right now, you are moving into the future. You can't stop it. Tomorrow is unavoidable. In the same way, if you fall into a black hole, moving toward the center becomes as inevitable as moving toward tomorrow. The singularity becomes your future. Every possible path leads there. We actually photographed one. For decades, black holes were just equations, predictions from Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity, published in 1915. But then something historic happened. Scientists captured the first real image of a black hole. One of them is at the center of our galaxy, called Sagittarius A*. It's about 6 million times the mass of the Sun. Another is in a distant galaxy called Messier 87, 55 million light-years away. Its black hole is about 6 billion times the mass of the Sun. To understand the scale, if you compressed our Sun down to about 2 miles across, it would become a black hole. Now multiply that by 6 billion. That black hole's boundary, the Schwarzschild radius, is larger than our entire solar system. What we see in those images isn't the black hole itself. We see the glowing accretion disk, superheated material swirling around it at nearly the speed of light. And the light from that disk is bent around the black hole, exactly as Einstein predicted over a century ago. Theory matched reality. Science doesn't get more beautiful than that. Robots are humans, the future of space. Right now, we have robots exploring Mars. Missions like Curiosity are doing incredible work. Robots are cheaper than humans, more efficient in some ways. So many scientists argue, why send people at all? But here's the bigger picture. Humans can adapt, improvise, explore in ways robots cannot. And beyond science, there's something else at stake. Expansion. We have already industrialized near-Earth orbit. Communication satellites, GPS systems, weather monitoring. Space is already a multi-billion-dollar industry. Companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin have developed reusable rockets. That changes everything. Suddenly, space becomes economically viable. And visionaries like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos point out something profound. The resources above our heads are vast. The asteroid belt alone contains enough metal to build unimaginable structures. The sun provides more energy and space than we could ever need. Some even imagine a future where Earth becomes primarily residential, a protected world, while heavy industry moves off-planet. It sounds like science fiction, but reusable rockets were science fiction once too. Why Mars? There's only one planet we can realistically expand to: Mars. You can't land on Jupiter or Saturn. They're gas giants. You can't survive on Venus. Its surface temperature is over 400 degrees Celsius with crushing atmospheric pressure. But Mars? Mars once had rivers, hydrothermal vents. Water is still there, frozen as ice, possibly even liquid underground. It has minerals. It has resources. It has history. And maybe it has life. Are we alone? Here's something astonishing. Life on Earth appeared almost immediately after the planet cooled. By about 3.8 billion years ago, maybe earlier, there was already life. That suggests something profound. Under the right conditions, chemistry becomes biology. Geochemistry becomes biochemistry. Life may not be rare. It may be natural. We know early Mars had similar conditions to early Earth. We know moons like Europa may have liquid oceans today. If life emerged here under those conditions, why not there? If we find even microbial life elsewhere, it will be one of the greatest discoveries in human history. Because it would mean life is not a miracle. It's chemistry. Were we lucky? There's a fascinating theory called the Grand Tack hypothesis. Computer simulations show that giant gas planets usually migrate inward toward their star. In many simulations, they destroy inner rocky planets before civilizations ever have a chance to form. Evidence suggests Jupiter may have started migrating inward, almost to where Mars is today. But then Saturn formed. Their gravitational interaction reversed Jupiter's course, pulling it back outward. If that hadn't happened, Earth might not exist. Civilization might not exist, never have formed. The odds of that delicate cosmic dance are incredibly small, which raises a powerful possibility. We may be rare, not because life is rare, but because stable, long-term environments might be rare. And that makes our existence even more precious. The Big Bang and the arrow of time. Now let's zoom out further. The universe began in an extremely ordered state, the Big Bang. Since then, it has been moving toward disorder. This is the second law of thermodynamics. Entropy increases. The universe is slowly running down. But here's the twist. Complexity, stars, galaxies, planets, life, exists because the universe is moving from order to disorder. We exist not in spite of decay, but because of it. For a brief window in cosmic time, conditions allow complexity to emerge. Structures that can think. Structures that can feel. Explore. You are one of those structures. The meaning of it all. We are finite beings. Clusters of atoms assembled in the hearts of long-dead stars. Those atoms traveled across space for billions of years. And for a short time, an incredibly short time, they have arranged themselves into you. You can think. You can love. You can question the universe that created you. And one day, those atoms will disperse again. The laws of physics do not allow immortality. Everything is temporary. But that's not depressing. That's astonishing. Because in an unimaginably vast universe, for a brief flicker of time, the cosmos became conscious of itself. Through you. When people say there must be more, I sometimes wonder, what more could you possibly want? You exist in the only window where complexity is possible. You are made of star stuff. You are standing on a tiny planet, orbiting an ordinary star in a galaxy of 200 billion stars among 2 trillion galaxies. And you can understand that. You can observe it. you can feel awe. That is extraordinary. If this perspective shifted something inside you, if it made your problems feel smaller, or your existence feel bigger, then you're beginning to see the universe as it truly is. Small and vast, temporary and magnificent. We are not separate from the cosmos. We are the cosmos, thinking. And in this brief moment between the Big Bang and the heat death of the universe, we get to witness it. That is our place. That is enough. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mysteries of the universe, make sure to subscribe. Share this with someone who loves space, and stay curious. Because the universe is still unfolding, and we've only just begun to explore it.